Welcome back. We currently have Harper in Batu trying to get stuff out of those supply crates. And this is in the outpost and not in any other place, which was my problem last time. So she wants to get the supplies from 2 crates and recruit 3 Sims, which is proving to be harder than I previously thought because so many of the Sims are not considered human, and so we can't recruit them. So that is definitely a problem for us. But for right now, we are just looking for those supply crates. And here is the second one. So she is going to get the stuff out of those. She has a lot of practice now. And then she's going to get something to eat because she is hungry. And this place only has like 2 things to eat at it, but that's okay because it fills her up anyway. And then she needs to go to the bathroom. And I'm looking for the Katina. Is that what it's called? The bar. Um, and I'm looking for Sims there for her to recruit. I hoped if I put the walls down that it would show me the bar, but that was not the case. You still gotta just either know where it is or find it. So there's this guy here, and I'm pretty sure he's human on the right there. And she didn't go to the bathroom even though I told her to, so we just fixed that. It kind of takes a long time to do the interactions in this pack. Like, they'll stand around and stare at each other for like a few sim hours before actually getting to the point. So if you want to play this pack, um, it is not going to be quick in sim time. So then I was looking for some other Sims that could be recruited, but there were no humans around, unfortunately. I had hopes, but they were either scavengers or they were aliens, which is funny because Harper herself is half alien, which is just interesting because I guess technically she wouldn't be allowed to join the First Order, maybe. Do they take half aliens? Just not full aliens? Anyway, we were having no luck here. So we were going to go get another mission and work on that, work on our rank. So we go and find that guy to give us another mission. And of course, every single time I load this screen, I can't find what I'm looking for. But we agree to arrest some sympathizers. And luckily, those are not nearly as hard to find as humans, even though you still have me looking around and around and around. So we found our first sympathizer, and of course, he's like trying to walk away, and we're on the phone with mom, and it's like, Mom, you know, I know you want to talk. I know I've been away a lot. I know we haven't seen each other in a while, but I promise we'll hang out soon, and I have to go arrest somebody now. So I actually thought that this person was a human, so I stopped, drop everything to go recruit her, but she ended up not being human either, and I honestly have no idea how to tell the difference at this point. They everybody looks the same. Everybody looks like a sim. That's it. But she arrests this guy, and actually she has to walk them all the way to the spaceship, which is kind of really annoying. And she can't do anything until she walks them there. And so I actually did zoom in on this guy's face. You can kind of tell he's not a human. He's got some stuff on his face. But I don't know what marks her as not human. Anyway, we are finding another sympathizer. And there's one standing right there. They usually stay in the same place. Like he was there when we were dealing with the other guy. And he didn't move. So that was good. And she fights him and arrests him as well. It's tough. There's a lot of fighting in this job. Lots of scraps. Pun intended. Metal or otherwise. And so we grab our last sympathizer as soon as she finishes walking that other guy to the spaceship. And again, he's not moving either. He's just hanging out right there, waiting for us to come get him. And then there was a fight. And you know what the sad thing about it is that with sentiments now, they fight, and now she's sad every time she's around someone she fought with. So I don't know about that, making her feel bad. She shouldn't feel bad for beating up a resistance sympathizer. That's not the way of the First Order. But she brought them all to the ship, and now she is putting them on the ship and taking them away. Of course, they run into the resistance while they're in the air. This is actually kind of like the rocket ship um, skill. I mean, I'm actually pretty sure she gets rocket ship points for this rocket science. So she decides to just drop prisoners off and not make a big deal out of it. The mission comes first. And now she's just getting something to eat. And still looking for that last human. It's just, not working out. But it is almost Zoe's birthday. You saw that notification we got up in the corner. So she is just going to report back on her mission as soon as she tries again to find a human. That person is also not a human. It's just really annoying. But she reports back that she was successful. I was actually thinking about sending her home and seeing if the mission persisted, but I didn't really want to go through that whole mission again. So if I'm going to test that, um, I am. If I test that, I'm going to just get a mission and then test it instead of completing basically the whole mission and then testing it and potentially losing all of my work. So she tries to talk to this person, and I tried to check in MCCC if you could see if someone was a human or an alien, but you can't because technically it's still just a sim, just with a mask on, even though none of them are wearing masks in my game for some reason. That's fine. But she reports back and then makes her way home. It was a nice start, but it is almost Zoe's birthday, and we do want to get um, Zoe aged up so she can start working and start making money. And also, I was wondering if maybe we could continue the aspiration now that we are back on our home lot and recruit just a random sim on the street that we know is human because all the sims here are human. So I invited Anya over, and I did not see, I know I see it now, but at first I didn't see the interaction, so I assumed you couldn't. And but I baked a cake for Zoe's birthday and then made Zoe come home so that she could have her birthday. And so she blows out the candles, no bugs this time, excellent work. And she gets the athletic trait, and now she is an adult. And I was checking to see if you could do it with Sims in your household now, and I saw that it was there, and then I realized that I must have missed it when we did it on Anya. And I didn't want Zoe to be part of the First Order because, of course, she's going to join the Resistance. shortly. And so we do this for Anya and complete this part of Harper's aspiration. And so now we have to check some IDs and get a droid and et cetera, et cetera. So I think one of them is also arrest a resistance member. So that's good if Harper could ever, win a fight. But I do have them join the business career in the meantime. And we want to work on that so that we can make money even while a sim is in a Batu. So that's the good stuff. And Harper is going to take a rest while Zoe works on her charisma. But of course, I get impatient, which is usually what happens in this game, and send her back to Batu now that Zoe has a job and is aged up, and we'll come back for Riker afterwards. I did consider bringing them with us, but I feel like that would be too much. Already, it's plenty of work just with one sim, so that's how that's going. So we bring Harper back here, and she wants a droid, but we don't have enough scrap. So we are going to try and find some. Which is not terribly exciting. I'm sure after getting a little more used to the world, there won't be so much scrolling around looking in every corner and crevice. You'll get used to where things are spawned. But look, who's out front? Kylo Ren. He has shown up. He is there. I really thought you had to wait until rank 3, but we're on the high end of rank 2, which is excellent. And here he is, and it's very exciting. We make him come to us, which of course he'd never do in real life, but um, we're gonna make friends with him. He's cool. We're cool. He would make an excellent father for a child, especially because Harper does need to have a child soon. We did want to do that at the beginning of this Let's Play so that the baby's all grown up by the time we're done with all the Star Wars stuff. So the only problem is that since Kylo is an NPC and there are certain things that you can and cannot do with him, and one of them is any romantic interaction at all. So I do try and spawn a pregnancy using MCCC, but he does not show up in the list. My assumption is that that is because of the um, buff on him that he cannot engage in any romantic interactions. So what we do is while we're playing, I am Googling what are my options here because I know that someone's figured it out and that we are definitely going to make him the father of Harper's child. In the meantime, she's going to continue to complete her missions. I'm still looking, but cannot find it. Um, anyway, so she is going to work on a mission. She can get romantic with this guy, but he's not the one we want. We want Kylo. We don't even know what Sim Kylo really looks like right now, but you know what? We're cool. And Harper is an excellent First Order member, and Kylo would be lucky to have a baby with her. And then their baby would be part of this legacy challenge, which is a great honor. Thank you very much. Um, so anyway, we are going to work on the next mission. And I just choose a relatively easy one. I don't know, for some reason I thought that it was different, but it was actually the exact same as we've done before. So that was a little bit of a bummer, but it's an easy one to complete. So that is good. And Harper is working on getting more scraps so she can get a droid. And also, we're still wondering how to have a baby with Kylo. As you know, I have no strings attached woohoo on, and you know, he probably wouldn't fall in love with her anyway. Not that Harper isn't great, but it's just, not really the personality he goes for. So it's just, a little stress relief between the commander and regular foot soldier. I don't know. Anyway, she wants his baby, so he's gonna have to deal with it. And he doesn't even have to actually do anything, so we're good with that. Actually, he might need to pay child support, but I don't know if because he's an NPC, if that will happen. Um, as you know, Estevan paid child support. We turned that on because he was a jerk and he deserved to suffer a little bit of a monetary loss. Here we are trying to arrest a criminal, but we have to ask around about the criminal and where the criminal is and how we can find them. So we are asking around and also checking IDs and um, I was about to say Anya. Harper cannot win in a fight. It's pathetic at this point. She just never wins a fight. Um, wow, I mean, it took me a few episodes to get used to calling Anya Anya and not Callie, so I guess, it'll take a few for me to get used to calling Harper Harper, and I will just have to keep saying her name until I get it right. And probably when we go with Zoe, I will start calling Zoe Harper, and that's just what's gonna happen. But that is okay because we are asking around and we are hearing that this criminal is at the bar area of the outpost. And also, we're still trying to find people to check their IDs. But we have heard a rumor that that is true. Also, we are still trying with Kylo here, but it's not working. I'm not super familiar with all of the aspects of MCCC, so I did have to do some Googling to actually figure out how to remove buffs, but that will come in just a moment. In the meantime, we are still asking around about the criminal and checking IDs. I think that not a lot of people have very good information, though. One of our buddies in the First Order said something like, I don't know, why don't you go ask around the bar? So there is that. Yeah, so we're asking some of our buddies, and they're basically like, I don't do your job. So I asked this scoundrel as well, and we bribed her to tell us, and she also said the bar, so I guess it was a waste of money. But we are going to the bar now and going to check around, and there are some people at the bar, but apparently you cannot ask about the criminal until 9 p.m. because the criminal hangs around the bar at 9 p.m. So we're going to start checking IDs at that time. But in the meantime, we are going to continue to look for scrap metal, which is very difficult. It is not easy to find things because there's so much clutter everywhere in this world, which is, I mean, it looks good, but I can't find anything. As you've seen, I'm just a mess when it comes to looking around this world. So that is a scrap pile over there. And also, we are still working on lifestyles and stuff. So I just skipped ahead here to 9 because we weren't going to just wait around. But so Harper starts asking around. She starts asking people for their IDs. And actually, the very first person whose ID she asks for ends up being the criminal. And she even had a queue of people to ask, and it ended up being this first person. So we got rid of the queue, and of course, they fight. Well, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. We're about to find out that she's a criminal because she says something like, "You'll never take me alive." Right about, come on, any minute. There it is. So we figure that she's a criminal and we try to arrest her by fighting with her. And guess what? Oh, I hit M by accident. So that happened. That actually happened a few times. But we lost the fight. So that happened. It was really embarrassing. But we did complete the mission despite losing the fight. Harper is not a very good fighter. It's just not really in the cards for her. I'm gonna have to do some research into what makes Sims a good fighter. But we are reporting back that yes, we failed. And also, we still can't do anything with Kylo. So there's that. But here she comes to get another mission. And we choose this mission where we go on a space patrol, which is actually pretty fun. It is like the rocket ship where you get little uh, prompts, and I think that it is pretty nice. It's also a pretty easy mission. You just click on the buttons. You don't have to go looking for anything, which is, usually my problem, being able to find things. And of course, I spent some time messing with Kylo while she was gone. But after she got back, we're still checking some IDs. We need to check 5 IDs. And also get some more scrap metal. And that just took forever to find. I mean, it's a lot of scrap metal that we needed. But it was worth it. And she is able to get this over here. And then actually get a droid. So she gets a BB unit. And we choose a cute little flat black head and a round red body. Didn't want to do black on black. Felt like that was a little too on the nose, so we chose red for the body. And I was going to do the follow me around thing, but something glitched in it. It just kept going and going and going, and it was holding up her queue. So um, I did end up having to reset her after, standing here and doing nothing for who knows how long. So while I'm waiting for that to queue up, I do Google and figure out what I need to do in order to remove the buff that prevents us from having romantic interactions with Kylo. So we get rid of that right now. He's actually got a lot on him, but we just get rid of the whitelist. And then we are all good. We can now have romantic interactions with him. And she's still stuck there with the thing. Um, so what I do is check to see if we can have some non-committal woohoo, but there's nowhere to woohoo in Batu. Oh man, that is not a cute rhyme. But we need to make a location to woohoo in. So we do a little cheat and throw in a bush that you can woohoo in, and we just put that behind this here. And you can't click on the bush for the non-committal, the no strings attached, but you have to click on the sim. And so actually that mission that we just accepted got all messed up um, because she's still glitching over with the droid. And so right here, I reset her and it totally changed the mission that we have, which I thought was strange. And also reset these two guys. And she just appears over here. But that's okay because we are finally going to get what we want out of Kylo. So there's that. And so, he seems very flattered. Um, but so they, try for a baby. And honestly, I should just use MCC to make try for a baby 100%. But um, so I do have them do it a couple of times so that they, ensure conception. So they go again. Just and literally the lifestyle comes up as single and loving it right when that happens. So that's a little, you know, anyway. And so I actually do a cheat look at MCCC on Harper just to make sure that she's pregnant. And it is listed there that she is indeed pregnant, which is excellent. And so we are able to go back to what she was doing. So she's going to continue to check IDs. And um, she needs to go on patrol. And she also needs to install some surveillance. So she is just checking IDs and, nothing too exciting. Just running around trying to get people's information. Not that that's sketchy or anything, because she's part of the First Order, so she can do that. And yep, she's thinking about how she's pregnant. But we are trying to get this guy's ID, and um, of course, he is a resistance member, and so they get in a fight, and like always, Harper loses the fight. So that's embarrassing for her. But she does need to install some surveillance. So she's done checking IDs for a now. So we're going to go back to the outpost. And this video is already kind of long. I was going to have her complete this mission, but then I couldn't find all the control panels right away. So I figure we will pick this back up afterwards. Of course, she gets electrocuted right now, and there's this guy on the ground. But we are just looking around for the control panels, and of course I cannot find any of them except for one, and there's three. So we will pick that up in the next one, and I will catch you guys then, and we'll probably have a new baby too, so that's exciting.